Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Cold Hard Truth podcast. I'm Anish Gupta.
I'm Jack Smith.
I'm Shrikar Gendran.
So again, we're back with the record predictions. This time we're going to be doing the NFC South. And again, we do these all on playoffpredictors.com. Jack will leave it down below in the description. So again, if you want to do your own bracket, it's all 256 games, and you can do the playoffs as well. So please fill that out. And again, thank you so much for 200 subs. We hit that goal pretty quickly. And again, like Shrikar said in the previous one, road to 300. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notifications. Do everything you can to help us out. We really appreciate it. So let's not waste any time. I think we should get right into it. Starting with the Atlanta Falcons, and I'll go first on them. I think it's a tough team to predict. I know we have some fans, Falcons fans out there that watch our content, so we appreciate you for that. The Falcons are like I think they're the Chargers of the NFC. I think they're like hard to predict. I know Jack had them in the Super Bowl last year. I know he's regretting that, but again, they've got a good.
What's funny is you have the Falcons and the Chargers.
Yeah, two teams who I see. Yeah, two teams who I see in that 8-8, 7-9 range. I think the Falcons. I got them going 7-9 here in my playoff predictors thing. I think they'll win I think they'll do really well at home, but on the road they've got really tough games. I don't think they beat Minnesota in US Bank Stadium. I don't think they beat the Cowboys on the road. I don't think they beat the Packers on the road. Got a lot of tough games, but I got them doing really well at home, 6-2 at home. But, again, just those away games, man. But I can see them doing well against the division. I got them upsetting the Saints one game. And it really just depends on how this defense can develop. Because I recently saw the captains. Ricardo Allen is named a captain. Can he progress? Deion Jones, I have faith in him. But, again, he needs to stay on the field. And, again, Grady Jarrett, how well can he progress as he goes into, I think, his fourth year? I can't remember. But he's been doing really well. So I've got him going 7-9.
All right, I'll go next. That's good with everyone.
Sure.
All right. So I am a lot higher on the Atlanta Falcons than most people are. I have them going 9-7. Unfortunately, I'll give a little spoiler. It's not enough to make the playoffs, end up as the 8th seed. But I agree with Anish. I have them doing really good at home. I had them 7-1, but those road games.
7-1. Who's the one loss?
2-6. Who was the one loss? Seattle.
Makes sense.
Oh, wow. I had Broncos off a bye as well, but okay.
And then I had 2-6 on the road, which does give some pause for concern. But of course, I had them splitting with the Saints. So I kind of agree with the niche there. But look, I think Matt Ryan's going to put up another great year. Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley back. I mean, I really like this offense a lot. The defense, especially with the addition of Dante Fowler. You gotta love Deion Jones. This team is really good. They're my sleeper team heading into the season. So I have the Falcons at 9-7. Unfortunately, not enough to make the playoffs, but I think it's a great record nonetheless.
Yeah, I wish I could give the Falcons more wins, and I say it's because of a harder division, but I've got them going 4-2 in the division and only getting 2 wins the entire rest of the season. I've got them going 6-10.
6-10.
6-10.
Wow.
Yeah. I feel like
we didn't even hear about this previously, guys. So wow, okay.
The problem for this team last year was coaching and injuries. They didn't really do a whole lot on the coaching front. They eventually, towards the end of the year, they started to play a little bit better. But I feel like there's something. Yeah, that's true. But there's just something about this team that I feel like is missing, especially on the defense side of the ball. It just seems like they haven't been able to put it together recently. And injuries just ravage this team year in, year out, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I love what they've got on offense. We don't really know what to expect from Todd Gurley. If he goes down or he's not 100%, they don't have a ton at running back, especially with Tevin Coleman gone a couple years ago. Ito Smith starting. So I feel like Matt Ryan's only getting older. I think he's still going to pass for a lot of yards. But will that be enough to keep him in games? I'm not completely sure. I've got him going 6-10.
I just want a quick point on that. Actually, I think, usually Shrikar kind of with his predictions is a little bit iffy. But I actually, the 9-7 one with the Falcons, I can actually agree on because – what I didn't take in consideration as much when I did this was the fact that they went 5-2 to end the year. They had some really good wins against the Niners and the Saints. And I think Dan Quinn should keep his job. I think people are overhating him for that beginning of the year. Again, a lot of injuries, and I think Keanu Neal also comes back. That's another guy that people should watch out for. So, look, 9-7, I would not be surprised at all. The only problem I have with this team is their division that they're in. I think 2 years down the road, this team could be really good, but it's really tough to say, again, like 8-8, 7-9 is what I have, kind of like with the Chargers. Tough division.
They're going to need a quarterback in a couple of years.
A couple years, but I think Matt Ryan is fine right now. And again, I think he leads the league in passing yards. So I think he'll do fine. But yeah, Dan Quinn, please. I hate when people hate on him because he's not a bad coach.
He just defense was not his, or did he had defensive play calling, right? And then gave it up.
Defensive background too. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But I mean, I hope this team goes. Yeah, I'm a fan of the Falcons and a lot of the players on that team, and I don't know if they're going to be able to fully put it together. So I mean, I've got them going 6-10. I'm not really going to move off of that.
Yeah. So next team, we'll go with the Carolina Panthers. You know what? I'm going to let Shrikar start off with this because when I heard his picks, I was pissed. I was mad.
I know exactly why. And Carolina Panthers fans, you're going to be mad at me too, but
please yell at this dude. I don't know what. Just yell at this dude when
he's upsetting a lot of fan bases in the last couple episodes.
I mean, I'm pissed at that. Like, just go, Shrikar. Just go.
2-14. I'm sorry, but that's my prediction for the year. Bring in Matt Rule. Is that trustworthy? No. Teddy Bridgewater. Is that trustworthy? No. I mean, those are two key pieces. And you look at the defense, Jack kind of touched on this before the video even started, but they're inexperienced. They're young. So do I think the Panthers are on the right track? Yes, but this season, I just don't see it from them, to be honest. I got to be completely transparent. I have the Panthers 2-14.
Yeah, I've got them going 4-12, so not a whole ton better. I mean, the guy they bring in to be the starting quarterback all year lost in camp to Sam Darnold and Josh McCown his rookie year. And last year, I mean, even when Drew Brees was kind of struggling, he was there on the bench. And even behind Taysom Hill, like, he's a perennial, I think, backup quarterback. Obviously, he could have been so much more without that injury. Wish we could have seen him without that. But I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. I don't really think he's a starting quarterback for an entire season. And then also, yeah, we touched on Matt Rule never coached a single down or anything in the NFL. Comes from the Big 12, which is not,
the best. Best conference, not the best.
And the defense is the youngest starting defense in years in the NFL. I think it's over a decade. So a lot of inexperience on this team, a lot of untrustworthiness. They've got good offensive weapons. And they've got good young pieces, but right now I don't think that they're there, especially at quarterback and coach. So I've got them going 4-12.
Okay, this is just straight disrespectful from both of you guys. I'm going to start off.
What do you think about that?
Like, I could be very, but I'm not so. I'm sold on the Panthers. Look, I don't have them going crazy good. I have them 6-10, 7-9. I give them the benefit of the doubt 7-9 because here's what I'm saying. First off, they went 5-1. After that 0-2 start with Cam, they went 5-1 with Kyle Allen, okay? And I remember I was really high on him. Didn't turn out as well, but again, they did, okay? And this defense, yes, it's very young, but we've seen young defenses thrive. The Niners, to be example. I know they're not as I know they're a lot younger, but again, we've seen things like that work. Also, second in the league in sacks. That is no joke with 53. They're basically the same with the Steelers who had 54. So that is really impressive considering what the Steelers have on defense. I think that's very underrated. Dante Jackson, I'm telling you, watch out for him. I think he's going to break out this year. He's very good. His agility is just insane. I mean, like, if his Madden rating, if it's not a 99 agility, I'm pretty mad at that. He's really good. That's one guy I want you guys to watch out for. I think they kept Trey Boston, who's a really underrated safety. I think some people have them in their top 10, which I don't mind.
No.
And don't give me this. I think he's borderline. So he plays well. He's a really good cover safety, and I think he's a good hybrid. But back to my Panthers thing. I agree with you guys on this. I'm the first to say this. I was not sold on Teddy Bridgewater. I never was, even when he went 5-0. I'm not sold on the quarterback, and this is the only team where I can even say that just because their quarterback, O-line, and coach is iffy, I still think their defense can override a little bit of that. And I think they win some games at home and they pull off some upsets. And I think, I have them upsetting the Broncos off a bye week. I have them upsetting the Cardinals. I even have them upsetting the Buccaneers. I think they have the potential to pull off some upsets. And I think a 7-9 season with this team is great. I think CMC, again, goes wild. I like DJ Moore. I like Robbie Anderson. Even if Teddy Bridgewater isn't as good, he's got some weapons there. We can't deny that. Ian Thomas is a very underrated tight end. And, again, this defense, nowhere to go but up. I mean, and Derek Brown, they only drafted defense, and they were already second in sacks, and their secondary is only getting better. Aside from James Bradbury, who, Jack, you said was overrated as well. So I think Dante Jackson steps up. I think this defense steps up, and I think they go 7-9.
I mean, I guess we'll see. I think they did address defense, but they did also lose a lot of defense over the course of free agency.
Equally is a big loss.
I can't refer.
But he's going back as leader in that locker room, though. He's back as in that staff, and I think that's very good for Shaq Thompson.
On the field, he is the best leader on the field of any player in the NFL on defense the last couple of years, or the last
no doubt.
He played,
no doubt.
To be honest. So you're missing that. You're missing your number one player in the secondary. I did say he's overrated, but he's still better than any of the guys they have right now.
I don't think he was better than Dante Jackson last year. I think it's close. Or Trey Boston.
And then you lose Mario Addison, who did he lead them in sacks last year? I'm not
solid veteran. No, I think it was Burns. I have to check, but
okay.
Brian Burns, yeah.
But they lost key pieces on each tier of their defense, including their leader for years. And Shaq Thompson's good, but he's not
Kuechly.
And it's a whole new system. It's too much
system
uncertainty
for what
me.
Though? The defense? Because Matt Rule is not going to be focusing on defense. He's the offense.
Just saying, as a team overall, it's a new coach.
Still, again, 2-14 though. I mean, come on, man.
I don't think anyone's going to go 2-14.
What? Wait. Yes, someone's going to go 2-14. The Jets.
I know.
Also, another team in the AFC could potentially. We'll save that for later. But
Browns?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I think the Panthers do fine. I don't know why you guys are hating on them that much. Their defense is solid. But yeah, let's move on. You guys are cool with moving on to the New Orleans Saints?
Yes, sir.
I'll let you two start because, again, I think we have different predictions here. So,
Jack, go ahead.
Yeah, Anish doesn't want to hear me say this because he thinks I'm just going to jinx him. But I've got the Saints.
Guys, he has jinxed them all the time, and I do too. But, Jack, you go ahead.
I've got them going 13-3. And the funny thing is, I think all three of their losses come from the division. I believe that each team takes one from them this year. Each team, the Panthers, the Falcons, and the Bucs, take one game from the Saints. I've got them winning every single out-of-conference game, though. Or
including the Chiefs game?
Out-of-division game. Yep, I've got them winning the Chiefs game.
Wow, okay.
I have them winning the Chiefs game.
I think that this is maybe the most well-rounded roster in the NFL. I think that it's not as good as maybe the Ravens or the Chiefs, but I think it's the most well-rounded. I think it's one of the best coached. And I think that on every single level of play, there is no hole really for this Saints team. And I think that they run away with this division, to be completely honest. I've got the Bucs competing for a little bit, but I think that they're no match for the Saints. So I've got the Saints coming 13-3 and obviously making the playoffs, and I've got them going pretty far.
Okay, well, I have the Saints at the same record, 13-3. My losses came to the Buccaneers. I had them splitting with the Falcons, and then I have them losing to the Eagles in Week 14.
Oh, okay.
So I think 13-3 is their record. As Jack said, it is a very complete team. I don't think I can name a definite hole on this roster. I mean, and you look at Drew Brees' supporting cast, the man is set up for success this year. I don't expect a decline. For anyone that's trying to say that Drew Brees is going to decline this year, I do not see it because with this supporting cast, he can ball out. So 13-3 is my prediction. 8-0 at home, 5-3 on the road, 4-2 the division. 13-3 is my final prediction for the New Orleans Saints, and that obviously puts them in the playoffs.
Okay, so let me go quick here. I mean, first off, okay, look, I can't. 13-3 is 3 straight years. Nah, I'm sorry. I don't buy that. And as much as I love the Saints, Jack knows how much I love Drew Brees. So that's why I don't want him to jinx him. And I've jinxed him so many times. Like I just told Jack and Shreegard the amount of, like I was coming back from the gym, I turn on the game, and that's when the Minneapolis Miracle happens. Like I've jinxed this team too much. But I got them going 11-5, which is still really good. I just don't think they go 13-3. Which is like insane. Like 8-0 at home. They've been pretty average at the Dome recently. Like even their first game was a really close call with the Texans. We saw them blow it to the Falcons. Like at the Dome, they've been kind of iffy. So that's why I got them going 5-3 at home, which is still pretty good, obviously. 6-2 on the road. But I think the Eagles game is a potential upset. But I have the Eagles beating like the Niners and the Ravens, not the Saints. But I have the Saints losing to the Vikings Week 16, and I have them losing to the Chiefs. Those are the only non-divisional games I have, and I have them splitting with every team in the division like Jack. But again, yeah, 11-5 is still really good. That's still enough to win the division for me. That's actually good enough still for the. I don't want to I'll give it away. That's enough for the 2 seed for me. So wow. Yeah, like for me, I have teams being really competitive, just like in the NFC. It's always been. So I think 11-5 is still good enough for it, and there's some tiebreakers in there. But, yeah, I think the Saints team is still really good. Like Jack said, roster-wise, it's good. But I will say this, though, and that's the part that I hate the most. The team with the best roster, pretty much never wins in the NFL. It never wins the Super Bowl, sorry. And it just sucks. But, yeah, it's probably the Saints going into the season or the Ravens.
I think it's probably the Ravens. But, honestly, I could see an argument for the Saints above the Chiefs. I probably would go with that argument myself.
No. I think it is.
I'd
Chiefs,
agree with
I
that.
would. I would go with that.
Hmm.
So you guys want to move on to Tampa Bay, the final team?
Yeah, I was going to say the second best roster.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, the second best roster in this division is the Buccaneers now. And I think this is also a hard team to predict. You see a lot of people. I've seen a lot more recently, especially after Fournette signing, which honestly I don't think adds a ton to this team. I've seen a lot of people predicting them Super Bowl. Like I just don't.
No, yeah, I've seen a lot of that, and I'm like, I've seen a lot of Super Bowl, and I've seen some where they go 8-8, and I'm just like,
okay.
Like no one got in the middle except for me. I've got them going 10-6. Obviously,
Yep.
Brady adds a lot to this team. They bring back Gronk. I'm not sure how well he's going to play. To be completely honest, I hope
it depends on Arian system with 2 tight ends. I think that's where it depends.
The Fournette signing, it upset me so much. I just want to see Ronald Jones get a chance.
Rojo.
But right now they're saying he's the guy. I'm not sure this adds a whole lot to their team, and I'm not sure how much he will be utilized. But it's good to have a goal line back, I guess, in Fournette. But the amount of times I saw people saying that Fournette will make them a Super Bowl team, I don't think he's the reason, and I don't think right now you could say. I just feel like it's a little bit overhyped to say they're a Super Bowl contender right now. So I've got them going 10-6, good enough for the playoffs, but not buying the Super Bowl hype at the moment.
So before I get into my prediction, I just want to say that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers might be the most corniest nickname I've heard in my life.
Most corniest, huh? Nice grammar there, bud.
Yes, I don't like that nickname at all. But
Washington football team's better.
Atrocious nickname aside, I have them going 10-6, 4-2 in the division. I could see potential losses to the Bears, the Broncos. You can split with the Saints. I could see them splitting with the Falcons potentially. I think they lose week 12 to the Chiefs. Raiders maybe, because the Raiders are coming off a bye, but for now I don't have that. I actually have them losing to the Packers in week 6 because Packers are coming off their bye too. But 10-6, not a bad team, or not a bad record, my bad. And I'm right in the middle because no one knows what this team's going to look like. You could have them in the Super Bowl and you can have them doing pretty mediocre. It's exactly as Jack said, and I think he hit it on the nail right there. So 10-6, that's good enough to make the playoffs. How far they'll go in the playoffs, I don't know. But with Tom Brady at the helm, this team gets immensely better, and he's got a plethora of weapons to throw to. And that defense is still good. People are really like Shaquille Barrett. That D-line's good. Devin White's one of my favorite young linebackers in the game. Safety is like the only, or maybe that secondary is the only area where there may be some cause for concern. But Sean Murphy-Bunting, Jamel Dean, I think you're good there. So 10-6, that's my record. I really can't wait to see this team actually get on the field and play. But that's my record prediction.
Yeah, I think we got a 10-6 sweep here. I also got them going 10-6. Again, it's hard to predict with this team, and there's 2 people I don't bet against. It's Tom Brady and Belichick, but now they're apart, so I don't know how it works. Come playoff time, if they make it, I think it'll be a different story there with the playoff predictions that we have here versus then. But again, I have them splitting with the division. I also have them losing to the Packers streak, or I even have them getting upset by the Giants. Really excited for that. I hope
interesting.
Danny Dimes pulls that off. But yeah, again, 10-6. I think it's good enough record to make the playoffs. That doesn't win the division, but it's a wild card team. And nothing else to really say. I think you guys hit the nail on the coffin here. I think they're a great team on offense and defense. I like their players. I like their players on all 3 levels of their defense, and I think it's going to be a lot better now because their 30-second pass defense was, I think, overhated due to the fact that Winston kept turning over the ball and they would just be backed up. So watch out for them. I think they'll be a great team. Nothing else really to say about this Tampa Bay team. Just, can Brady if Brady gets that ring, man, he could be the best player in all of American sports if he gets this. 7 champ in football. You never know, but I think to wrap this up, guys, it's been a great episode.
Before we go, I think it's funny to note that we said they were super hard to predict, yet we all came up with the same prediction.
Yeah. It's kind of ironic there. But again, we all had similar rankings in the division, I think.
Yeah.
But again, great episode, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out our socials, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Again, we'll be doing more giveaways soon as the season rolls along. Feel free to use Playoff Predictors to make your own brackets, and we'll see you next time.